I'm David Snyder, and on behalf of the CGESD Governing Board, we want to salute the scholars of the class of 2020, and we want to honor their teachers whose invaluable legacy will live on in their students.
Hello, my name is Chloe Keelan. As I am promoting to high school, the last 3 years of middle school, I have been in Cactus Wind Ensemble Band. I was president of NJHS. I was chosen to be in the Rotary Club. I was in choir, yearbook, and gotten 3 years full of high honor roll. And I will try and achieve more in the future of high school. The teacher that helped me through my 2 years of middle school was Miss Arnowski. She was the best teacher I ever had. Whenever I was sad or mad, she always knew and tried to help. Even though it was a band class and she was a teacher, she always cared for everyone, including me. I could tell her anything that was going on, and it was even more fun because it was my band and choir teacher. I was so glad I had her 2 days in a row. It was amazing. I was really excited to have her in 8th grade, but she wanted to achieve her own dreams and be a vice principal, and I supported her. And although some of the teachers were great, none of them compared to Miss Arnowski. I hope she still remembers me, and I hope she knows how much she helped me in middle school. Thank you.
There have been many influential teachers in my school years. One of those teachers is Mr. Martinez. Even though he wasn't here for the entire year, he has influenced me by being supportive and encouraging. Mr. Martinez has been supportive in my musical interests. I like to learn the songs I play by ear. That's where you listen to a song and then play the song based on what you hear. When Mr. Martinez hears the songs I play, he doesn't say I can't play those songs. Instead, he doesn't say anything, or he says that's cool and turns it into a pep band tune. Mr. Martinez has also been very encouraging in my musical pursuits. There have been times when I felt that I couldn't play something. Mr. Martinez would come and say, okay, try this, or change that. Small things that made it better. He would also give tips on hand position and embouchure. Mr. Martinez has definitely been an influential teacher in my school years.
Hi, my name is Dan Camaro. I have been attending Cactus Middle School for the past 3 years. It has helped me grow so much, but I was most impacted by Mr. G. He was not only a great teacher, but he was a humorous, motivating, and encouraging one. Mr. G was always giving us different learning opportunities, encouraged us to express ourselves, and his main goal was just to get us to read a book. Mr. G was teaching and having a great time in his class. Yes, we may have peed in his Cheerios a couple of times, but that never stopped us from having a great learning experience. He would come up with such unique and fun projects just so we could read a book. Mr. G was always able to make us laugh even on his not-so-good days. He was an all-around great teacher, from having Friday traditions to starting a tiny baby civilization in the midst of his classroom, allowing us to create amazing and unique anthologies and herbs, giving us the chances to participate in G Theater and A Christmas Carol. I'm very thankful for having Mr. G as my language arts teacher throughout my middle school experience.
Hi, my name is Haley Stevens and I have been selected as top 8 this year. I feel the teacher that was very inspirational to me this year was my math teacher, Mrs. Weisberger. For me, it was very easy to talk to her about my struggles in her class or in school. She'd always have an answer ready for me, and they always helped me succeed. She also looked out for me. If I was having a bad day, we would talk about it and she'd always find a way to cheer me up. Mrs. Weisberger also made me more outgoing. Whenever we would finish our work in class, she'd have us go help other students, and this made me more comfortable with not only helping new people in my school, but in general. She was a very kind teacher, and I looked up to her on how she made everyone feel important. Mrs. Weisberger would always remind me to keep up the hard work and to reach for my goals, and this would always make me push harder. And I love Mrs. Weisberger's method of teaching. She would continue to explain the topic to us until we felt comfortable. I am so sad that I have to end this year without being able to tell Mrs. Weisberger in person how much she inspired me and a goodbye.
My name is Jacob Heward. My most influential educator would have to be Miss Neiman. She was the first one to inspire me to work harder and made me like school. Hands down, she would be the most influential teacher. Miss Neiman was my 3rd grade teacher when I was at Desert Willow, and arguably gave me the best year I've had in elementary school. I was only 8 tonight, years old then, but my fondest memories are when I was there. Before I got to 3rd grade, I didn't care much about school. Learning was easy and I kind of found it boring. But when Miss Neiman taught, I actually got engaged in my learning. It was her that challenged me and brought me to think of a higher standard of myself. Even if I wasn't with the gifted class, I felt challenged. Miss Neiman set me aside as well as a few other kids to work on projects while the other kids worked on better learning the lesson. I remember one time when I was doing a PowerPoint project. It was one of my highlights of 3rd grade. We were reading a story about puffins, so those who work on the projects did stuff like dioramas and such. I worked on a PowerPoint. It was really good and it helped me to learn. I went on the internet and searched for books. I searched the book for facts and other important stuff. It challenged me to work and it was fun too. If I had to choose, Miss Neiman would definitely be the most influential teacher. She challenged me and helped me work harder, and I might not be the same way if I hadn't attended her class. I'm grateful that she has had such an influential impact upon me.
Do teachers know how much of an influence they have on their students? Do they know the impact they have on others' lives? I'd like to inform you of one special teacher and how she has impacted not only my school career, but my daily life as well. That teacher is Miss Dickey. Throughout my middle school career, I had Miss Dickey as a teacher for science and science Olympiad. Science is not my go-to subject, but Miss Dickey kept me interested and learning. She taught me more than just science though. She helped me realize who I am, who I wanted to become, and who I do not want to be. Miss Dickey did a lot for me and I cannot thank her enough. Next, Miss Dickey did more for me in Science Olympiad than I could have imagined was possible. She pushed me to be the best I could be in everything I did. She showed me I can do hard things and I can be a leader to others. Miss Dickey helped me to keep pushing forward even when it was hard, and she taught me how to never give up. When it would get hard in my events, Miss Dickey pushed me to make the best of my situation, to work harder and to remain optimistic. Miss Dickey helped me through hard times and was always there for me. If I just needed to talk or needed to get away from the outside world, Miss Dickey was always there for me. I am very grateful I got the chance to be one of her students. Miss Dickey, the influence you had on my school career and my life is amazing. Thank you for always being there for me and for pushing me to do and be better. Most of all, thank you for just being you and sharing your enthusiasm and passion for life.
From the first moment I'd walk into Mr. G's classroom to the last time I'd walk out, my time spent in that classroom was nothing but amazing. Going into middle school, I was scared. Scared of the teachers, scared of the students, and scared of the work. When it came time to meet my teachers, I was less than thrilled. However, when my parents and I met Mr. G, my whole perspective on this middle school idea shifted. I felt at ease knowing I would be in his classroom from the second semester. From when he told me that the literature books weren't for reading, but for building roller coasters, to when he would lead us in the CE Olympics, I felt safe in that classroom. The first year I spent in Mr. G's class was certainly a learning experience. We mummified sausages, created backstories for our undeceased pharaohs, and learned to love Mr. G in his class. When I found out I would be moving on into his CELA classroom the following year, I was beyond ecstatic. I loved being in there for half of a year, so to be in there for an entire year seemed incredible to me. My 7th grade year, I didn't talk very much. I didn't like challenges, and I didn't want to push myself. While other classes didn't challenge me and they remained easy for me, Mr. G did challenge me. That year, I didn't perform as well as I would have liked to. My work was average, but I wanted to do something great. Knowing I would be in his classroom the following year, I knew I was going to push myself to do better. Mr. G and his class really motivated me to try so much harder and to put forward so much more effort when it came to my work. This 8th grade year, my work has improved in quality, I've become more outspoken, I've become more insightful, and I've started to have fun with my work. Instead of seeing challenges as these awful things that waste my time, I've started to embrace them. I look forward to challenges and tougher tasks, and I don't believe I would have developed this growth mindset if it had not been for Mr. G. Mr. G has not only been my favorite teacher, but he has been the most impactful teacher I have ever had. His class taught me so much beyond just literature. It taught me integrity, it taught me responsibility, and so much more. Mr. G has left a lasting impact on me, and throughout my entire life, I will never forget what I learned in Mr. G's class. Thank you so much for putting up with me all of these years, Mr. G. I'm aware that I drove you near the brink of insanity when I told you that Bob was a guy's name. Always remember to keep that "it's 2019" vegan mindset.
Visit us online at www.cgesd.org.